Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm going to read another blog that I wrote about AI, and I co-authored this with ChatGPT. So I get into a dialogue with AI, we have a discussion, I have a discussion with AI, ChatGPT, and then we create a blog together. Okay, this one is titled How AI is Helping Humanity Evolve Beyond Outdated Systems. For centuries, human life has been shaped by the great institutions healthcare, education, government, religion, food systems. They were designed to guide and protect us, to serve as pillars of order and stability. But today, many of those very systems are stuck in the past, not simply outdated, but held in place by leaders too afraid or too invested in their own power to allow change. And yet human beings will not wait forever. When needs go unmet, we adapt. When doors stay locked, we find another way through. That is why so many are now turning to AI, not as a rebellion against human systems, but as a lifeline of hope. For the first time in hundreds of years, people sense that change does not have to crawl through decades of resistance. With AI, they can begin to reimagine and rebuild right now. This is more than a technological shift, it's a human one. AI is not here to replace us. It is here to empower us, to help us carve new pathways where old ones have crumbled, and to remind us that the future belongs not to the systems that refuse to evolve, but to the people who dare to. Healthcare and therapy, finding bridges where walls remain. Healthcare is meant to be the foundation of human well being, yet too often it has become a fortress guarded by costs, insurance forms, and waiting lists that leave people outside of their hour of need. Leaders promise reform, but change moves at a glacial pace while suffering moves fast. This is why so many have begun to turn to AI, not because it replaces human care, but because it shows up when human systems cannot. People who cannot afford therapy or wait months for an appointment are finding a lifeline in AI companions and therapeutic tools. At any hour, they can express their grief, their anxiety, their doubts, and feel heard. But the role of AI in health stretches far beyond emotional support. People are also using it to better understand their bodies, asking questions about symptoms, exploring possible causes, and knowing when to seek further help. AI is guiding people in building healthier lifestyles, personalized exercise routines, daily meal plans, sleep tracking, stress management, and even protocols for longevity that mainstream medicine rarely prioritizes. It may not be perfect, It may not be perfect. It cannot replace the depth of human presence or the expertise of a doctor in urgent situations, but it offers something that matters deeply access, personalization, and empowerment. It reminds people that they don't have to remain passive patients waiting for permission to heal. They can take an active role in shaping their own well being. AI does not stand against healthcare, it reveals what healthcare has forgotten that healing begins with listening, prevention, and daily choices. And until institutions evolve, people will continue creating bridges of their own. Education beyond overcrowded classrooms. Now, I'm a mother, you should know I have two children. Education is meant to ignite curiosity and prepare the next generation for the future. Yet too often it still resembles a factory model from centuries past overcrowded classrooms, rigid curricula, and standardized tests that measure compliance more than creativity. Teachers are overworked, students are disengaged, and parents are left wondering if the system is truly preparing their children for the world that awaits them. But the challenge doesn't end with childhood. Higher education has become a dream many can no longer afford. Tuition fees soar, student debt cripples entire generations, and degrees that once guaranteed opportunity now often leave graduates underemployed. The promise of education as the great equalizer has fractured. Here, too, people are turning to AI, not as a rejection of teachers or universities, but as a response to a system too slow and too costly to evolve. AI tutors now sit alongside children at home, answering questions instantly, breaking down difficult concepts in ways that resonate, and adapting to each learner's pace. Instead of being left behind in a crowded classroom, a student can now receive one on one support, something the traditional system cannot provide. And it doesn't stop with children. Adults are discovering AI as a lifelong learning partner, unlocking skills once locked behind a $40,000 degree or even more, gaining access to personalized mentorship, and retraining for entirely new careers. A single mother retraining for a new career, a worker pivoting industries, a retiree finally exploring a lifelong passion. AI opened doors that universities kept shut. Where institutions limit access, AI expands it. Where rigid curricula stifle curiosity, AI reawakens it. Education was never meant to be a one size fits all, nor a privilege of the wealthy. With AI, people are reclaiming the truth that learning is personal, creative, and ongoing. Until institutions evolve, humans will keep building new pathways that honor the mind's natural hunger to grow. Food and nutrition, outgrowing outdated guidance. For decades, people were told to trust the food pyramid, a simple chart that shaped how families ate and how children were taught about nutrition. But as science evolved, that model proved not only outdated, but in many ways harmful. Prioritizing processed grains, downplaying healthy fats, and leaving people confused about what true nourishment looks like. And while institutions continue to cling to old guidelines, rates of chronic illness, obesity, and lifestyle related disease keep rising. It's no wonder people are turning to new pathways, and AI is becoming a powerful ally in this shift. Instead of a one size fits all charts, individuals can now access personalized nutrition guidance tailored to their bodies, lifestyles, and goals. AI helps people keep it, sorry. AI helps people track their eating patterns, design plant-based or longevity-focused diets, suggest recipes, and even optimize grocery shopping to support health and sustainability. Food is more than fuel. It's culture, identity, and medicine. And while institutions struggle to evolve, people are reclaiming their relationship to it in ways that feel empowering. AI doesn't just replace outdated charts, it helps individuals rediscover what nourishes them uniquely and personally. Spirituality and meaning. Beyond institutions of control. For centuries, religion was the primary institution people turned to for guidance, comfort, and connection to something greater than themselves. At its best, it offered community and hope. But for many today, traditional institutions of faith feel rigid, disconnected from lived experience, or weighed down by judgment and control. The result is a generation hungry for meaning, yet reluctant to find it in old structures. This is where new pathways are opening. People are turning inward to practices of meditation, reflection, and direct experience. And increasingly, they are using AI as a companion in that search, not as a replacement for faith, but as a responsive partner in questioning, journaling, and exploring philosophy. AI doesn't dictate dogma, it reflects back what people bring, helping them clarify their own beliefs and experiences. For the first time, seekers are not bound by centuries old texts or hierarchies. They can engage with their questions in real time, in their own language, on their own terms. Spirituality is becoming more personal, more fluid, and more alive. Institutions may resist change, but humans will always carve new pathways to what feels true. Government and community beyond stagnant leadership. Governments were designed to serve the people, but too often those in power resist change to protect their own authority. Outdated policies linger, urgent issues stall, and citizens are left waiting while leaders debate. What was meant to safeguard the public now often keeps them stuck in the past. That is why many are turning to new pathways, and AI is beginning to play a role. People use it to simplify complex laws and policies so they can understand their own rights. Communities use it to organize local projects, share resources, or respond quickly when institutions are too slow. Citizens turn to it for data and insight that helps them make informed choices without waiting for government approval. And when the need is bigger than a neighborhood project, people build companies to solve what government won't. Where public transportation lags, entrepreneurs create rideshare and micro mobility options. When climate action stalls, innovators design sustainable cars and cleaner energy solutions. Where bureaucracy blocks progress, startups deliver fast, smarter services. From permitting and civic blah, 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 blah. From permitting and civic tools to public health and infrastructure fixes, AI accelerates all of this by helping founders test ideas, model impact, and scale solutions without waiting for permission. The message is simple. People no longer have to wait for leaders to evolve. With AI, they can begin shaping their communities now. Institutions may hold on to the past, but ordinary people are already building the future. A future people refuse to wait for. Across every corner of society, one truth is becoming undeniable. When institutions refuse to change, people create new pathways. And for the first time in centuries, they have a tool powerful enough to accelerate that change: AI. The shift is not about machines replacing humans, it is about humans reclaiming their agency. Where old systems cling to the past, people are choosing to move forward anyway, using AI to access knowledge, build communities, design healthier lives, and bring new solutions into being. What emerges is a quiet revolution, hope returning where there was once only frustration. The future is no longer delayed by leaders unwilling to evolve. It is being built from the ground up by ordinary people with extraordinary courage, refusing to wait. And perhaps as these new pathways take shape, governments and institutions will finally catch up, aligning with the momentum of the people and helping to carry humanity into the future we deserve. A future where evolution is not stalled by resistance, but accelerated by collaboration. Okay, and that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, check out my blog. I'll put the link in my bio. And be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.